Welcome to the Next Level Life podcast with Christine Corcoran. This podcast is made for the powerhouse businesswomen who are ready to ignite their fullest potential. This is where we will dive deep into the mindset breakthroughs and sprinkle in some kick up the butt motivation so you can scale your business with confidence and clarity. Whether you're craving more income, impact, or inspiration, this podcast will be your ultimate resource for all things next level. Listen in as we have authentic conversations with game-changing female entrepreneurs as we reveal the secrets on what it takes to rise and thrive. So go ahead, ignite your inner fire, and let's get you taking massive aligned action. Are you ready to elevate? Let's go. Hey, happy Monday if you're listening to this on a Monday. I hope you've had a great day so far. I am really pumped for this episode today. So I have a few things to share with you before we dive into today's topic, which is all about magnetizing dream clients to you. So if I was wanting to magnetize dream clients to me fast, these are some of the things that I would do. Now, before I go into that, there's a couple of things I want to share with you. One, the retreat, the Thrive retreat is happening. I have booked an incredible venue in the southern part of the Gold Coast, just below the Queensland border, in a stunning estate, which has an incredible house, a beautiful pool, and also has a recovery center. And I'm just so excited because the vibe, the energy of the space is just amazing. And we're going to have a beautiful spot to do a cacao ceremony outside around the fire. I'm just so excited. And so I have themed this retreat Business Supercharged because I want you to walk away feeling so supercharged in your business with an absolute incredible plan that's going to help support you in leveling up. It's not often we get time to step out of our own environment, to step out of our business, to work on the business. And it's one thing I just keep hearing from people again and again and again. They don't have time to work on the business. And the beauty of going to a retreat is it gives you dedicated time to do that. But it also helps you think differently because you are stepping outside of your own environment where you're normally caught up in all of life's things and all the to-dos and all the 50 million things you've got going on. You're in the headspace of work and business and life and family. Whereas when you step outside and you go to a retreat space, it's a whole new environment. It just opens up so many possibilities. It changes the way that you think about business. It's also the incredible leveled up conversations that we have with all the incredible women that are coming along. So there's a few spots that are already taken. And I've only just opened the spots. So if you would love to come and join me, it's over 3 days in October, the 25th to the 27th of October. And there are 2 different room types available. And there's amazing experiences that I have set up for you. So an incredible welcome ceremony with a cacao ceremony. And then we'll be doing some incredible business sessions, hot seating your business, focused on the challenges you're experiencing, but looking at how you're leveling up and scaling your business. Then we'll be doing some beautiful experiences like a mindfulness clay practice, which is honestly, everyone loves it. Every time I've done this at retreats, they just absolutely love it. It's a beautiful way just to fully ground. And then we've got some beautiful mindset processes happening, some masterminding sessions, some delicious food with our in-house chef. I'll also have someone coming along to do some yoga and just, beautiful, beautiful way to spend a weekend. So come and hang out with us. Come and check out the link in the show notes and you can book your spot. If you have any questions about it or you'd love to chat with me first, please feel free to send me a DM on Instagram and we can have a chat and see whether it's the right fit for you. All right. The other thing that I've been working on behind the scenes, I've got so much happening behind the scenes. It's so much fun and I'm going away soon. So I'm trying to get so much happening before I head off to LA. Well, firstly, I booked a photo shoot in LA. That's going to be so much fun. Can't wait. And I'm taking some time off in Hawaii, which will be amazing. But I'm also working on reworking part of one of my programs to really fine tune it and to really cement the actual methods that I use within my business. So it's so fascinating, like over the years of running my masterminds and teaching sales and teaching mindset and supporting people with their breakthroughs, there's been some really unique ways that I do things that is very different to a lot of other coaches. And I am wanting to really stand out in that space and help people really see how I do things differently and how I create opportunities for you to create an authentic sales process that feels really good and doesn't feel salesy or sleazy or icky. And I am really honing in on creating this confident closing method. And I am so excited to share it with everyone in the next round. There'll be more to come about this, but I've just been fine tuning. So I just want to share a bit of behind the scenes stuff because I think sometimes, you don't get the insights of that. So I've been working with one of my coaches to get really super clear on my messaging. So we're really fine tuning my messaging, my brand voice. We're getting really clear on my program outcomes. I'm really redefining my ideal client and niching a little bit more, and that's super stretchy at the same time as uncomfortable, and then also really working on building out my credibility pieces. So often what happens, and this has just always been the case for me, is I find it really hard to talk about my qualifications. I find it hard to talk about the things that I have actually achieved. And so when I did this with my coach last week, she was like, tell me a little bit more about like, what have you actually achieved in your business? Can you break it down for me? And I was like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? What do you want? I mean, I've been in business like 7 years now, and been earning over six figures probably for the past 4 years. I am really proud of the masterminds that I've created and how that came from an idea of how I was a part of masterminds and I wanted to create something really unique and epic. And I feel like it's on this trajectory to create some incredible experiences. And so I'm now leveling up what those experiences will be within my mastermind. So I'm super excited about that. I'm about to be a published author, which obviously we know not part of the credibility, but it will be at some point. And I've been a speaker for some really great brands and run some retreats, which I've just absolutely loved. So we were trying to just like find like what are some of the pieces that we can start to share a little bit more of that help support people to really see that not only have I created great results in my business, but I've also created great results for other clients in their businesses. And so how we pull out those credibility markers and start sharing a little bit more about those. And then also getting really stretchy with my personal brand of like really starting to hone in on like, okay, so what's my niche with my personal brand and what do I want to be known for and how do I want to stand out? And that's also been really stretchy and really causing me to like address some imposter syndrome stuff and address fears around judgment and rejection and things like that. And so it's been really fascinating. And so I love to share some of this stuff behind the scenes with you because I think sometimes, I don't want to just be talking about education and whatever and just giving you the ins and outs. I also want you to know a little bit more about me. So that's what I've been working on recently. And so today on the podcast, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I would do if I wanted to magnetize some dream clients in the next 30 days. So these are going to be some hard and fast, kind of like leveled up spaces. And so recently I've been reading the book 10x is easier than 2x. And it's just changed the way that I think about taking action in my business. And I actually did this with a group at the retreat recently around like, if you actually had a 10x goal, what action steps would you do differently? And this changes the way that you think about doing business because otherwise we get so caught up in just doing the mediocre everyday action steps that just feel like it's just part of what we do, right? Whereas if you really want to 10x your results, and I'm going to do a whole other episode on how to 10x your results, but I really want you to think about like from that perspective, if you wanted to magnetize dream clients, here are some of the things that I would do in the next 30 days to start attracting those dream clients. The first one would be not wait for them to come to you and go to them. Right? And as stretchy as that feels, it doesn't have to be icky. It doesn't have to be salesy or sleazy. It can just be about connections. So I would literally dedicate and prioritize time throughout my week to go and find where they're hanging out. So I would be finding them on Instagram. I'd be following them and commenting on their stuff and interacting and engaging with their content. I would be in Facebook groups if they're hanging out in Facebook groups, and I would be sharing value. I would be responding to people's comments. I would be engaging in there as well. I would be creating opportunities for those connections. So another thing that I would do, right? Literally those dream clients, I would be reaching out to a few of them and doing market research interviews. So there's no pressure that you're not selling anything, but find out more about them. We want to really get super clear on who they are and find out like what they want to see more of from you, what they want to know about you in order to trust you. They want to get like, what do they need to feel when it comes to you and your brand? And so I would do market research interviews. I'd possibly even go to the next level and invite a few people for coffee or invite a few people to connect with other people. So I'd be like, come for dinner or let's go for a coffee, and I'm going to invite a couple of other people where you get to meet a couple of other people that in the same realm of business or in the same realm of life. And that way you get to meet some new people, make some new friends, and we just get to connect. And that's it. Like you don't have to necessarily make it businessy. It can literally just be connection. So I would start there. Thirdly, I would get in the rooms where they are. So I would start pitching to speak in those rooms or in those groups. So I would look and search out communities that your ideal client is hanging out in and pitch yourself to actually speak and add value. Again, I'm not necessarily selling anything as such. I would give value and possibly do a lead magnet or some type of freebie that would at least get them into your sphere, into your realm. and I would add so much value. So then you can become known to those ideal clients. So you could do that in communities, you can do that in Facebook groups, you could do that in meetups, you could do that at events. Like there's so many different places. But I think what we do is we play small and then we go, oh, I'm just going to do what everyone else does and create content. Content is not going to get you to the next level of results, right? Yes, I'm going to talk about content in a second, but it's probably not the thing that's going to magnetize them to you. You've got to get in front of them. So get in those rooms, become friends with the people that they are friends with. Find those rooms where they're hanging out in and become part of their network, right? That's actually how you magnetize them towards you. It's about they need to know who you are and who you work with and how they can work with you. So get in those rooms. And sometimes you need to invest to be in those rooms. The next one is around content in a way. I would consider your personal brand. So I would want to know, who do you need to be or who do you need to portray in order for you to magnetize your dream clients? Now, I'm not saying be someone you're not. It may be that you need to lean into more authenticity within your brand and your content. It may be that when you really consider your ideal client, they want to work with someone that shows certain results. They might want to work with someone that shows a certain personality type or traits. They need to see that they can trust you. They need to see integrity. Like there might be certain things that they really want to see from you that maybe you just haven't shown just yet. You're probably already doing it. It's probably already part of who you are because that's why they're your dream clients. But maybe you haven't lent into it enough in order for them to feel like, oh my God, yes, I really want to do that. So for instance, to give you an example, so earlier in the year, I was heading to Arizona to go to an event. And so firstly, like sharing the fact that I invested in going to this event in America was really key for my personal brand because my clients love freedom. They really value freedom. They love to see that people are living out their best lives. They want to fulfill their fullest potential. And so they want to see other people fulfilling their potential and they are drawn to that. So when I started sharing that I was going to America, I got some really great engagement in my content. Then what I did is I organized to do a styling session with this personal stylist and we went shopping and I tried to video as much as I could, but we were just so busy trying on all these different outfits. I probably could have got much more content, but I didn't. Anyway, so I shared that and then involved people in actually helping me just choose the outfits that I was going to wear in America. And that created such awesome engagement because people were, one, that felt involved, and two, they then wanted to see the outfits come to life once I was in America. And so that really was something that they were like, oh, I love seeing you succeed. Like the amount of comments that I got from people of like, I just love what you're sharing. It's so awesome to see you in there, in those rooms and connecting with these people and really living out your life and seeing you being successful. Like, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. And it was one of those things that just let little light bulb that went off in my head. I was like, people want to work with people who are succeeding. People want to see me succeeding. And I think sometimes that and again, I was just getting so caught up in my own little life, in my own little content that I was just sharing like what I was doing today and what my day looks like and who I'm working with at the moment, but really wasn't sharing how I was spending my money, really wasn't sharing what are my big goals, my big visions. Like I recently shared on my stories about how I've mapped out my business model when it comes to making $1 million in my business. And again, that also got great content because it was like, people were like, oh my God, that's amazing that you want to hit $1 million and they want to see people succeed. And so that really like just clicked on that light for me. And I was like, oh, that's how I magnetize more of my dream clients because I want to work with people who are ambitious and I want to work with people who also have big dreams. And so I need to show people that I am living out my dreams. And so I want you to think about that for your personal brand. What do they need to see from you in order to be the person that they want to work with? And then lastly is get super clear on what your dream client wants and needs, and then create something of value that they really want. Gone are the days are simple and basic opt-ins or freebies, but when you create something really valuable, people will want it. And so that's also how you magnetize people towards you. You create something that they really need. Like I remember having someone share with me that they'd seen a girl speak about AI and she had created this incredible custom template to utilize AI to make sure that it uses your brand voice and to make sure that it actually speaks to your ideal client and all of these prompts that you could basically set a ChatGPT up with. And I was like, that's amazing. And so she shared this person shared the freebie. I downloaded the freebie. So now I'm on her email list. I'm now following her on social media. And I've also then reached out to her to be on the podcast. Like all of these things, like I was magnetized to her work by an incredible, valuable freebie. And so I want you to think about this outside the box because Gone are the days where you can just create some basic checklist or some basic guide without the title being extremely juicy, without it actually hitting some pain points or really speaking to the desire that they really want. So I want you to, and you may need to do some market research to do this, what is something that you can create that they really, really want? And how can you make it sound so valuable that they're like, I have to have that? That's how you magnetize people to you as well. So I hope that some of those key pieces really resonate with you today. And I want you to start thinking outside the box, because you are not here to do mediocre. You are here to do great work in your business, and people need to know who you are and what you do and how you can help them. And that's how you magnetize people into your business and magnetize your dream clients to you. Get in those rooms, be seen doing the thing, right? Be present and live into those values that your ideal clients have as well. I hope that you've loved this episode. And I hope that you follow along with my upcoming trip to America, and make sure that you follow me on social media, and I'm sure you will start to see more of that. Otherwise, come along to the Thrive Retreat. Check out the link in the show notes and come join us in October. Can't wait. Thank you for listening. And if you've found any value out of this episode, make sure you hit the follow button so you get access to the episodes as soon as they are live. And make sure you come hang out with me on Instagram. You can find me at ChristineCorcoran_coach. Have an incredible week.